Ladies and gentlemen, this is ProWSoul from prowsoul.co.uk, and today I just seen Battleground 2015, and I just wanted to just talk a little really about John Cena and the fact that he is bad for everybody's career. And I have to say this because, a lot of people don't want to say this. They don't want to admit that John Cena is bad for anybody's career, and it's all dependent on the WWE superstars, and they should be working harder, etc., and everything else. But it's nothing to do with that. They're in a subjective business. The end of the day, the results, the matches, a lot of the promos, they're basically all predetermined and pre-choreographed. Sure, they may have a bit of an insight on what they can say and what they can't say, but John Cena has a lot more freedom than any of the other superstars do. But when it comes to the other superstars, like I just said, they don't have much freedom, and if they do, they're not willing to risk it because they want to keep their jobs, and it's clearly shown anyway, majority of the time. However, with Kevin Owens, you felt as though that he was actually given a bit of a pass from the authority, and in this situation he would be a guy to reign in a bit of a higher position. Maybe he would be the guy to better his career from John Cena, not to put John Cena down, but basically move his career in the upward direction. The unfortunate thing is whenever anybody faces John Cena, their career just goes spiraling down. I'll give you a clear example right now. Rusev, he won one match. It was by alleged submission, where John Cena basically passed out from the camel clutch, and Rusev won that match, and then after that he lost, I think it was 2 or 3 times more to John Cena, and after that he got injured and he's back nowhere in the mix. Same thing with Ryback, I remember as well, a while back, when he was given the opportunity to feud with John Cena. So John Cena basically embarrassed him, made fun of him, etc., etc., and in the matches as well, he never won any matches really. Ryback never won any matches, and the whole push was just wasted, and Ryback was just next after that. If you check his career straight after that, it went a bit downhill, and he was made out to be the guy who quits under pressure, where even Jericho was making fun of him when he was feuding with Ryback at that particular time. Another guy is The Miz. The Miz, they basically force-fed us the whole The Miz, he is the guy, and he had Adam Riley or whatever it was alongside of him. I kind of actually blame that on The Miz though. The Miz, he needed to man up on that occasion, but still, John Cena could advise him. It's not like as though he is an innocent child where he doesn't know what's going on. He knows that The Miz's career is going to go a bit downhill if he just acts like a bit of a wuss all the time and gets Adam Riley to defend himself every single time. And then it just became about John Cena and The Rock at that particular moment. I think there are a few examples. Let's go in the past as well. I think his biggest feud that he had, 2 biggest feuds that he had, was one with Edge. Now Edge, you could say, oh yeah, he was on par with John Cena, but if you actually go and check out the actual matches, as he was a heel, he lost a lot more matches to John Cena. And the unfortunate thing is when they're on that plateau, when they're both on the same level, some of the times guys like Edge can become baby faces as well as the babyface with John Cena. They never ever decided to do that, and it was kind of sad to see that, because if you look at Rock, and Austin. Rock was Austin's yin and yang. They both basically complemented each other. Sure, Stone Cold was a guy who was the rattlesnake, the heel, but he was also a babyface in a way. And The Rock would do his thing. He would be babyface or the heel, but they were both basically at the same level, and they both basically complemented each other. And at certain points, they were both babyfaces, and their careers basically were on par at a point, you know. Whereas with John Cena and Edge, you never felt that. Although you did feel as though that both of the guys were competitive with each other, and they were both the man at that particular period of time. You always felt as though that John Cena had the upper hand over him, and this was not actually good. I mean, without a doubt, it isn't good. It wasn't good for Edge's career. He lost more times than John Cena won. You can, if you want to go back and do the research yourself, go ahead, do it. And then you had Randy Orton. The amount of times that John Cena would just break him mentally, because Randy Orton, when he was on the microphone, you could tell he was rather insecure on the microphone, and even when he was a heel as well. They never made him win, and if they did make him win, they made him win like The Miz does, where he's kind of like scared and he got somebody else to help him out and run away, and somebody else interfered, like the Legacy or somebody, whoever it was, and or the Authority even, and they basically made Randy Orton bit a lapdog really, and a guy who was not on the level, and who couldn't do it on his own, and their careers. Well, the good thing about Randy Orton and Edge was their career. They were guys who could stand on their own, and so, same with Kevin Owens. He can stand on his own, and a lot of the others guys may be able to do it. But that is not my point. My point is, whenever they are there to build their careers, you know, fair enough. We're not telling John Cena to basically destroy his career over any other wrestler's career. No one's saying that, but if you're going to have matches, then they should win the equal amount of times, or along the same amount of times. And what's the problem with both being a bit of a babyface? Why can't they do that? Or one who is a bit of a bad guy or anti-hero type of, like for example CM Punk. I think he was the perfect guy to, even him when he was actually being a heel, he did good heel. The only thing was he started becoming a bit of a wuss type of heel, where he started to run away, but he held his own. He's one guy who could hold his own, and I think you could clearly see that. That's why he held his own for so long, and his career, you know, I mean, sure, it ended abruptly, but he ended up on the top. Even though he was a bad guy, he was more of a anti-hero, as opposed to just a scared wuss heel. He became a bit of a more of an anti-hero. So you always felt as though you needed a guy who could complement John Cena. I felt CM Punk was that guy, in my opinion. But in terms of guys who are in the future and they need to be pushed, you've got guys like Cesaro. He has had a lot of good matches with John Cena, and his push has gone nowhere. Although everybody has been respecting his work, he's just not gone anywhere. But I can't blame Cesaro's on John Cena. I can't. I'm being honest here. But as far as Rusev is concerned, in the most recent times, it's quite annoying. That's so damn evident. It's clear and evident that the first time he lost, they thought, yes, that's good, okay, but now we've got to get John Cena winning again because he sells the merchandise, and the merchandise sales must have been going low, and so they made him win 3 more times, and that feud went nowhere, and same with Rusev's career, he just went a bit downhill. Now the same thing with Kevin Owens. Now that he's a guy who, in my eyes, he's a bit of an anti-hero. He's great on the microphone, he's a great wrestler, he's a guy who basically I would have thought that the match in Battleground, it should have ended up with either Cesaro or Rusev coming out and interfering, and that would have ended the match, and then in the future in SummerSlam, Rusev and Kevin Owens would be fighting, and John Cena could be feuding with another guy. That's the way it should have been happened. But they wanted a clean finish for John Cena to win against Kevin Owens, to prove what? That he's just the same guy, what everybody believes in. What about the future? You've got to build the future. We're not saying, basically become a jobber to John Cena. No, we're not. We obviously understand it's a business, and John Cena's brand is, a big brand. But the point is, as far as John Cena is making out that he cares about the future and about the future wrestlers and he wants to give everybody a chance, that's a bunch of baloney. It really is. If he doesn't realise the fact that him winning all the time with his competitors is basically going to push his future talent down, then he's one ignorant person. Without a doubt, he's an ignorant person, and he's not a naive little child. He knows what the real deal is. He needs to basically just man up and either basically do a job for someone, which he did in the first match, but he should do it equal amount of times, and he should actually say to Vince McMahon, okay, I'll win one, he'll win one, and then we'll go our own ways. Or I'll win two and he'll win two, and then we'll go our own ways. And that's the way it should be. Because you need to build the stars. You don't need to just flatten their damn careers. You've got guys like Dean Ambrose. You've got great wrestlers. You need to build these guys. We're not saying destroy your career, John. We don't give a damn. You've already established yourself more than anybody. You've become the biggest Hulk Hogan ever. I am a bit annoyed, I'll be honest with you. I am a bit annoyed because it's really quite patronising and insulting to say that John Cena is for the business and he is for the fans and he's all about hard work and he is the guy that is pushing everything, and it's all up to the other superstars to work hard and do everything and push their careers and go for the brass ring. What a bunch of baloney it really is. They don't get paid as much as John Cena. They're not well established. They're not financially secure. He is, and he needs to just basically pave the way for the new talent. And I don't care if anybody doesn't agree with me, but I just had to say this. If you're really honestly truthful, go and have a look at the people who I've talked about and their careers. He should have basically helped a lot of guys. By all means, he has lost a lot of matches, but at the end of the day, he knows what he needs to do. And I do kind of think that John Cena is a bit of a phony in regards of acting like he doesn't know what's going on in terms of the other wrestlers' careers, and that they are not willing to push forward in terms of their career to go for the brass ring. He obviously should know that they're not in the financial situation compared to like him. So he needs to kind of pull the strings. He needs to pull everything back. He needs to be the guy who directs as such. And whether it's Vince McMahon or not, he needs to have the big input and stop blaming other wrestlers. I heard Stone Cold on his podcast saying that, oh, it's the guys are gotta do it, man. John Cena's the first guy in and the last guy's out. Well, come on, man. He gets paid the most. He's getting all the opportunities. He's getting everything. There's a lot of the guys in the wrestling industry. They do a lot themselves. No one really talks about them. But you guys don't want to even talk about that. You guys, because obviously you're a part of the business, and the WWE pays your bills as well for doing them podcasts, and the WWE network, and you want a good relationship. You don't want to break the relationship, so you're not going to come out flat out and say the complete truth. You'll kind of say in your best political way, but I'm not an employee or anything like that, and I'm just saying it like it is. This is a bunch of baloney. You guys need to change it. You want future talent to develop, so build the damn talent. You got great wrestlers like Cesaro, Rusev, Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, what are you guys doing with him? I don't know what to say. And this is for sure, people. I heard this on the Wrestling Observer, I think it was, where it was John Cena. He lost the first match against Kevin Owens, and because of the ratings going down, what happened? They decided to make him win. That is what they said. Obviously it was Vince McMahon's decision, but the bottom line is it's up to John Cena to say yes or no. He's not a little puppet and a little boy and an innocent little child where he can say yes or no. Yes, sir. I'll do everything what you want me to. No. You know what to do. You're not naive. You've been in this business for over 10 years now. You know what the right thing to do is. Do the right thing. And you people at the top, you need to kind of pay it forward. Pay it forward to the new guys now. It's been a long time coming. Okay, that's it from me. And yeah, I've had enough. It was just really annoying. Hopefully Kevin Owens, I'm sure he will. His career is going to be skyrocketing upwards because he didn't need to even feud with John Cena. He was better without John Cena. He didn't need to do all that stupid rubbish. Really didn't. It was a whole waste of 3 months. His whole feud with John Cena. It was just a waste of 3 months. And now his career is the same place where it was when he was in NXT. He's basically as though like he's just come from NXT back to Monday Night Raw. And this is the thing. So what a waste, and well, that's it from me. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, what they should do, whatever, etc. I'm quite tired of John Cena. I'm tired of his, the hypocrisy and this whole, high and mighty stuff, and like never give up and all this other stuff. I'm just tired of this whole marketing ploy. I don't care if he believes it or not. Bottom line is he needs to pay it forward to the actual new wrestlers of today and not be so damn selfish about his own damn career all the time. Lose a few matches. Like I said, do it equally. You don't have to destroy your career. Lose once, let them win once, and then move on. lose one, and then let you win. That's it. Simple as. You don't need to destroy your career. Anyway, I've had enough. Peace out, everybody. Peace.